The Senate Energy, Utilities and Communications Committee will now come to order. Good afternoon, everybody. In response to the COVID-19 emergency and to protect the public, legislators, and employees, we must limit non-essential gatherings and adhere to social distancing and face covering guidelines. While every effort has been made to streamline the hearing process and to conduct our hearings in as close to the same manner as is customary, there may be some lag times for participants who are adjusting to this new technologies. So please be respectful and patient so all interested parties can be heard. I will now establish a quorum. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Wessel?
Present.
Wessel, present. Dolly?
Here.
Dolly, here. Becker? Borges? Borges, present. Bradford?
Here.
Bradford, here. Dodd?
Here.
Dodd, here. Eggman? Eggman, here. Gonzalez?
Here.
Gonzalez, here. Grove? Here. Grove, here. Hertzberg? Here. Hertzberg, here. McGuire? Min? Rubio? Stern?
Here.
Stern, here. Chair, you have quorum.
Very well. We're going to begin with the first bill, AB 537 by Assemblymember Quirk. Bill related to communications, wireless telecommunications, and broadband facilities. Welcome, Assemblymember Quirk. You may begin when you're ready.
Yes, thank you, Chair and Senators. And thank you, Chair, for discussing the bill with me earlier today. So the bill itself is a clarification of the bill that is of the rules that are in statute right now, which is that there is a certain timeline and the counties have to approve it or disapprove of it within that timeline. Then if they haven't acted, it's deemed approved and the permits must be issued. Again, they can both agree and issue the permits, or they can disapprove them. Nothing stops them from doing that. So we have a process, we're trying to define it. The timelines that were set up in the original bill have been superseded by the federal government. We're also aligning those. I am very grateful that the local governments worked with us on this bill. And while they opposed the original bill, including, and also a bill that you and I ran to also work in this area, the local jurisdictions have dropped their opposition. That was difficult. We had to get them to agree to every comma, every period, every word. And I was therefore surprised when the staff, committee staff, said that we had precluded local government from a judicial review. Current law allows for 30 days for them to apply for additional review. That was not deemed to have been changed. However, in view of the concern of the committee, I'm quite willing to get together the bill sponsors, local government, committee staff, and get an agreement. If the current bill does not preclude if they can convince us that the current bill precludes that, or we can convince them that the current bill doesn't, we can go from there. If we are quite happy if we cannot commit, if committee staff believes that despite what the lawyers are saying that we have precluded it, I am quite happy to add clarifying language. And again, that would have to be worked out with both sides, both the sponsor, the League of Cities, and of course we would work with you and your staff. So with that, I would be quite happy to bring the bill forward. I pledge that if we don't get agreement from all sides, that I will not move the bill off the Senate floor. I'll make it a 2-year bill. I anticipate with a few weeks' work, and again, I say a few weeks because working with local government, we got every dot, every word okayed, so we're going to have to do that again as we examine what staff has said. And if they insist on clarifying language, we're quite happy to do that. It's just it'll take a little while to do it. So that's what I propose to do with the bill. If you agree to pass it out today, we will do everything we can to answer the concerns of committee staff.
Thank you. So I understand you have speakers or an organized presentation, and we have an organized opposition too, and there are 2 in each category on both, and I'm going to set aside 3 minutes total for each, which would give each speaker 90 seconds or a minute and a half to make their presentations. So we're going to begin with the organized presentation and support. We have Nate Sulliv from Crown Castle, followed by Pedro Nava. He's the commissioner and chairman of the Little Hoover Commission. So, moderator, can we check to see if Nate Sulliv is on the line?
Yeah, Nate Sulliv here on behalf of Crown Castle. Thank you, Assemblymember Cork, Chair Wesso, and committee members for your years of commitment to accelerating broadband expansion and access in California. We share your goal, and that's why we're proud to sponsor AB 537, because it will allow high-speed internet projects to be completed in months instead of years. California already has permit shot clocks in place for broadband projects thanks to Assemblymember Cork's AB 57 from 2015. This law has been working well and has helped prevent permit delays at the local level. This bill simply updates California law to reflect the new federal timelines that were recently adopted, so our shot clocks are consistent. It also provides clarity around when the shot clocks start and the process at the conclusion of the shot clock. AB 537 strikes the right balance. It preserves local control by allowing cities to use whatever process they want to evaluate broadband permits, and it allows them to approve or deny the broadband permit. It also has enhanced protections for projects in the right-of-way. This is why local government groups like the League of Cities, CSAC, and RCRC are neutral. All the bill does is make sure that cities make a decision to approve or deny a broadband permit within federally mandated timelines, which are typically 2 to 3 months depending on the type of project. This bill will make a real difference for Californians who desperately need improved internet access for school, telehealth, remote work, and commerce. It will lead to communities getting quicker access to high-speed internet projects while maintaining local control. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to continued dialogue with the committee on clarifying amendments as the bill moves forward.
Thank you. Now can we hear from Pedro Nava?
Yes, good afternoon, Chair Wesso and committee members. My name is Pedro Nava. I'm chairman of the Little Hoover Commission, here today in support of AB 537. In 2015, the commission issued a report urging California to improve and expand access to digital government services. In that report, entitled A Customer-Centric Upgrade for California Government, we found that high-speed broadband has become an integral channel for Californians to access critical services, both from the government and the private sector. Yet, in our 2020 issue brief on California's digital divide, we found that as many as 2.3 million Californians lack access to broadband. Affordable high-speed internet is needed now more than ever, yet far too many Californians are left without it. As the state ramps up its digital services portfolio, it will be critical to ensure that all Californians have reliable broadband coverage. AB 537 would advance the Commission's recommendation by increasing access to reliable high-speed broadband. The bill would make sure that all local jurisdictions utilize the federal government's broadband permit shot clocks so high-speed internet projects can be delivered quickly to our communities. AB 537 strikes the right balance by allowing local governments to approve or deny broadband permits. The bill just clarifies that it must be done in the reasonable time frames established by the FCC. On behalf of the Little Hoover Commission, we respectfully request your aye vote, and thank you.
Excellent timing. Thank you very much. We're going to go to members of the public to register their support in favor of the bill. If you are on the line and in favor of AB 537, we ask you to state your name, and if you're representing anyone, yourself or any organization, and your position on the bill. If it's in favor, no comments other than your position in favor of the bill. If you are in favor, moderator, can you please cue members of the public in favor of AB 537?
For comments in support of AB 537, please press 1, then 0. That command again, 1, then 0. In line 101, your mic is open.
Chris Rosa, on behalf of the Silicon Valley Leadership Group, in support of the bill.
Line 116, your mic is open. Line 116. Line 82.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. Rex W. Heim on behalf of California Business Properties Association in support. Thank you.
Next caller.
And we have a few more comments coming through. One moment, please, while we provide them with line numbers. And line 98, your mic is open.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. This is Jonathan Ehrenbell with CTIA, the Trade Association for the Wireless Industry, in strong support.
Next caller.
And line 87.
Good afternoon, Leah Hitaka, representing TechNet, in support. Thank you.
And we have two more comments coming through. Line 117, your mic is open.
Thank you. Melanie Figueroa, on behalf of Verizon, in strong support.
And line 119.
Good afternoon, Senators. Matt Regan, representing the Bay Area Council, in support of the bill. Thank you.
And Mr. Chair, there are no further comments at this time.
Very well. Do we have any supporters here in the gallery in support of AB 537 here in the gallery? Or in room 112? No one is present, room 112, so no one there. No one here in the gallery. Now we'll go to organized presentation in opposition of 537. I understand we have Ellie Marks from the California Brain Tumor Association. Moderator, please cue Ms. Marks to make her 1.5-minute opposition comments.
Good afternoon. My name is Ellie Marks. I live in Indian Wells, California. I represent Americans for Responsible Technology, a national nonprofit. As director of the California Brain Tumor Association, I have testified to the United States Congress on the harmful health effects of wireless radiation. The National Institute of Health, our premier U.S. health agency, has proven without a doubt that wireless radiation causes cancer. Public health and safety are being ignored by our state legislator in bills such as this. AB 537 exempts firehouses because brain scans performed on our firefighters with a cell tower on their station showed serious abnormal MRIs. If firefighters are exempt, why not the rest of us, especially our children? Where is the faster, more affordable, more secure, and completely safe fiber optic cable to the premises we all paid for? Telecoms are using those funds to build this inferior infrastructure. In 2018, the FCC established shorter shot clocks, but did not extend a deemed approved remedy for failure to meet these shot clocks. Under this bill, if questions remain about an application, telecom can proceed with construction if time runs out. Both the FCC and the Ninth Circuit Federal Court agree that if a shot clock is missed, telecom should be required to get court approval before construction. This bill transfers that action and cost to the city or county. We concur with the committee analysis recommendation that the author and the committee may wish to amend this bill to remove language authorizing construction of a facility without a permit. We urge you not to pass this on promises to amend, but hold the bill in committee until you see in print what you are voting on. The digital divide is a conscious decision by telecom not to serve poor communities because the people living there cannot afford it.
You're out of
This
time.
bill and others in the legislature do nothing to close the digital divide. On behalf of many Californians, I implore upon you to vote no on AB 537. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll go to Gary Whitman from Wire, California, and I believe he's here present. Is that you?
I'm up here.
Okay, very well. You can begin when you're ready.
Just a point of clarification. I understand that handicapped people get twice the time. And here's my placard.
I'll restart your time.
I'm prepared for 3 minutes.
You get a minute and a half, sir.
Pardon?
You get a minute and a half. I'll restart your time.
Minute and a half. You're ready to go. Okay, I'm Gary Whitman. I've written you 2 letters about this bill already. And by way of background, I've had 3 presidential appointments and several others in the general environmental area, 2 of them in the White House. I've also been an environmental law professor at the major UC law schools. This bill takes away the power of cities to decide things that were granted to them by the Constitution. The U.S. Constitution gives the police power to the states. The state constitution has given it to the cities. Your legislation, which would take away the power of decision from cities and give it to a private corporation, in effect, is an attempt to change the California Constitution by legislation, and that's not going to get very far, and it's an extremely unwise step to try to do. The bill has the effect of destroying the value of property. You can imagine what happens when one of these WTFs get put up in front of your house or your neighbor's house, and or in your cities, in your parks. The power of a city to control itself, to use the police power to control health and welfare effects of these WTF towers is not going to be easily challenged by this legislation. It will lead to an enormous amount of litigation, most of it predictably unsuccessful. It will lead to enormous expenses by the cities and the counties because they are not going to be able to get insurance. And as the insurance industry has said quite clearly, that they will not insure any installation radiating EMF. And there
You're out of time, sir.
Pardon?
You're out of time. We appreciate you coming. We're very honored to have you here in the Capitol, by the way, so thank you for coming. And we want to thank you for your service to our country. Now we will go to the general public. Yes. We'll go to the general public and ask for speakers to state their position on the bill, any affiliation, and their names. We'll come here in the gallery. We have a gentleman here. Welcome back, sir. You can state your position on the bill.
Thank you, Senator Hueso. My name is Paul McGavin. I'm with Californians that know that FCC 18-133 cannot put in words to the Telecommunications Act that are not there, and we oppose the bill.
Thank you very much. And now will anyone else in the gallery? No one? Anyone in room 12? No one is present in room 12. We'll go to the phone lines for speakers in opposition of AB 537. Moderator, can you please cue speakers in opposition of AB 537? We ask for your name, your affiliation, and your position on the bill.
For comments in opposition to AB 537, please press 1, then 0. That command again, 1, then 0. In line 121, your mic is open.
Hello, my name is Sydney Cox. I represent 200 concerned citizens in Santa Rosa, from Safe Tech for Santa Rosa, and we vehemently oppose. Thank you.
Line 110. Line 110, your mic is open.
Oh, yes. Hi. My name is Sarah Amanoff, and I'm a member of United Educators of San Francisco, but in a private capacity, I oppose AB 537.
Line 118.
Yes, my name is Constance Anderson, resident of Contra Costa County, a member of WIRED, Wireless Radiation Education and Defense. Strongly oppose AB 357 with every fiber of my being.
Line 123.
Thank you. My name is Johanna Finney with Californians Against Preferential Treatment of the Wireless Industry, strongly opposing AB 537.
Line 99.
Hi, this is Jennifer Laporta. I am with Safe Tech for Santa Rosa, and I'm also a registered environmental health specialist, and I strongly oppose 537.
Line 70.
This is Catherine Dodd. I represent the Alliance of Nurses for Healthy Environments, and I am a registered nurse. We oppose AB 537.
Line 108.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Thomas. I am a member of WIRED, Wireless Radiation Education and Defense, and I oppose AB 537.
Line 88.
My name is Vicki Sievers. I represent the EMF Safety Network. My organization is strongly opposed. Thank you.
Line 114.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Yvonne Melton. I'm with Communication Workers of America, District 9, and I strongly oppose AB 537.
Line 113.
Good afternoon. Liz Sorensen with Communication Workers of America, District 9, in strong opposition of AB 537.
Line 80.
I am opposed to AB 537. I'm a grandmother and a great-grandmother who's lost my son. And to see the children so ill, to think that this can happen is, there are no words. I notice the people who are for it, they're going to make a lot of money emitting cars that are going to emit huge amounts of EMFs, and it's like nothing like we've ever seen before. Please, I oppose it. Thank you.
Line 104.
Kim Hahn, private tutor and owner of Two Heads Tutoring. I do feel strongly that the digital divide must be corrected. I see this every day in my work. Children who cannot. But this bill, AB 537, absolutely no conditions here that that's going to be. But I'm strongly opposed. Thank you.
Line 95.
Good afternoon. This is Cheryl Matthews I'm the Executive Director for California for Safe Technology. We strongly oppose AB 537. Thank you.
Line 122.
Yes, Dr. Sandra Ross, County Medical, Health and Habitat, seriously oppose AB 537. Thank you.
Line 120. Line 120, your mic is open.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm Jean Herman, co-chair of the BFUU's Social Justice Committee. We strongly oppose it because it will increase fire dangers and it will not close the digital gap at all.
Line 96.
Good afternoon, Mark Graham. On behalf of, there is no federal law, code, rule, regulation, or order that provides a deemed approved provision if your city misses a shot clock. And Ground Castle is lying. It does not take years to get a cell antenna permit. It takes months. I oppose. We oppose.
Line 124.
Hello, my name is Lendry Purcell, Director and Founder of Facts Families Advocating for Chemical and Toxic Safety. Our 2,000 members strongly oppose this bill on the grounds that it's unsafe for children to have cell towers emitting radiation 24/7 outside of their bedroom windows. Thank you.
And Mr. Chair, there are no further comments at this time.
Very well. Thank you very much. Now we'll come back to the committee for committee member comments. I understand there have been some concerns about the language in this bill regarding issuing permits and allowing construction. And I know there have been incidents in different parts of the country where requirements have been more lax, where you've actually had contractors perform work without contractors' license or even permits. And so I want to make sure that as this bill moves forward, that it doesn't evade the public safety permitting process, and that it doesn't send messages to the public that they have no legal recourse to challenge the construction of these projects as they come in. I mean, I understand what the author is trying to accomplish, and I also understand that, you know, as long as we have competition of broadband in California, there'll be a healthy mechanism that'll help to ensure that we keep the costs lower for the users. But we have to find a way that cuts through a logjam of delaying the implementation of a system that helps with a response to wildfires, a response to public safety, arriving faster wherever it is that they're trying to get to protect the public, and communications that are essential to the improvement of our economy and giving people access to it. And we saw during the pandemic the importance of providing access to people trying to get just simple access to school instruction. This is, I believe, a state an issue to the state that the state needs to address urgently. We need to find a way to bring in this infrastructure in the state in the way that's going to cut costs and make it more accessible to the public. I'm going to ask I got a chance to speak with the author earlier, and I think we agree on a lot of points. Just simply, I'd like clarifying language that ensures that all projects comply with safety requirements, including dig safe requirements, prior to the start of a project's construction, and also that local governments have a right to appeal for judicial review, and that process is preserved prior to construction beginning. And I know the details are always very important, so I'd like to work with the author through this process. I understand this bill will be heard at the next policy committee. We have ample time during that process just to provide the clarifying language, and you made comments to that in your opening statements, but I just wanted you to confirm.
Haven't heard about dig safe before. So far as I know, we don't contradict anything that would involve dig safe or proper contracting. Again, we are more than glad to look at that with you, and if you and your staff feel that language is needed there, we're more than happy to add it. The same for judicial review. Again, I believe the cities, when they went neutral on this, the cities and counties, also believe that that's in there, but if you and your staff feel it's not, we'll put in clarifying language. That's simple.
I appreciate that, and I just want to make sure that, you know, as we've had incidents in our state that have caused wildfires, and there have been other fires tied to the lack of infrastructure, safety, oversight, and investment. I just want to make sure this bill doesn't cut into making, the systems that provide these
Yeah, I pledge that I will make sure that you and your staff are fully satisfied with any clarificating language you need. Otherwise, I'll make it a 2-year bill. I can't guarantee how long that will take. So it could be, if it takes us a long time to get the language, that it becomes a 2-year bill. But I don't think that'll be the case.
I don't think it'll be the case either, but I think we can work out the details if we
Yeah,
put our
I'm not
minds
sure we can do it before the next committee hearing, because when the lawyers get into this, and I know this from experience, every period, every comma, every word will be discussed.
Yes.
And we have to make sure that you and your staff are satisfied, and otherwise it becomes a 2-year bill. That's my pledge.
I promise to work with you
Great.
through that, and I'm sure we can get to a better place. Just clarifying language, I don't think will be too onerous. But I understand what you're saying. I've worked here long enough to know that can potentially unravel. But we plan to work with you through this so that your bill could move forward. Senator Eggman, did you want to make some comments?
Yeah, just thank you very much. I don't know if this bill has been moved yet, but I would like to move the bill and to thank Dr. Quirk for his work. And just as somebody who has served with Dr. Quirk for the last 8 years, to know him to be an honest broker and a person of his word, and he will work diligently to get this to a place, I think, it'll come off the Senate floor.
Thank you very much. Are there any other comments? If not, did you want to make any closing comments, Senator Assemblyman?
Yes, we're more than happy to work with CWA should they decide to come and talk to us. We believe we have answers to all of their questions once we took the amendments that the cities asked us to take, particularly with regard to safety. As far as the opposition from the people who are concerned about radio frequency waves, I'm going to point out that those lamps up there produce more energy on you than the cell phones do. And you yourself radiate at 100 watts. You get less than 1 watt from a cell phone. So as the American Cancer Society has said, there's no strong evidence that exposure to RF waves causes cancer. Thank you.
Thank you. Those are his concluding remarks, and we have a motion to pass and refer to the Committee on Governance and Finance. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
AB 537 by Assemblymember Quirk, do pass and be referred to the Committee on Governance and Finance. Wessel?
Aye.
Wessel, aye. Dolly? Becker? Borges? Bradford?
Aye.
Bradford, aye. Dodd?
Aye.
Dodd, aye. Eggman?
Aye.
Eggman, aye. Gonzalez?
Aye.
Gonzalez, aye. Grove? Hertzberg? Hertzberg, aye. McGuire? Min? Rubio? Rubio, aye. Stern? Chair, that's 7 ayes.
Okay, I think the bill has enough to get out. No, it needs one more vote. Okay, then we'll keep the roll open. Thank you, Mr. Quirk. We want to call all the absent members to the floor to finish
Thank you.
voting on the bills. We'll take up AB 242, the consent calendar, in case anyone here on the floor has not voted on that bill. Clerk, could you please call the absent members on the consent calendar?
AB 242 by Assemblymember Holden, consent calendar. Becker? Aye. Becker, aye. McGuire? Aye. McGuire, aye. Min? Chair, you have 13 votes.
Okay, we're just need Min. We'll put that back. Is Min?
It's presented.
Is Min here? We'll leave the roll open on that one just in case. We'll check on Min. We'll come back to AB 537 to Call the absent members on AB 537, clerk.
AB 537 by Assemblymember Quirk do pass and be referred to the Committee on Governance and Finance. Dolly? Becker?
Aye.
Becker, aye. Borges? Grove? Grove, aye. McGuire? Min? Stern? Nine ayes, Chair.
Okay, we'll go ahead and close the roll on both bills. Both bills get out. No. I'm sorry. We're actually going to take a recess. We'll take a 10-minute recess, and then we'll come back to entertain votes on both bills. Is returning to session here. We are going to call up the bills and call the absent members. We're going to begin with the consent calendar. AB 242 by Holden, Public Utilities. Clerk, please call the absent members.
AB 242 by Assemblymember Holden, consent. Min?
No vote. I'm not voting.
Okay.
Okay, that bill is closed now. That bill gets out.
13 ayes, Chair.
Now, AB 537 by Assemblymember Quirk, bill related to communications, wireless telecommunications, and broadband facilities. Clerk, please call the absent members.
AB 537 by Assemblymember Quirk, do pass and refer to the Committee on Governance and Finance. Dolly? McGuire? Min?
Aye.
Min? Aye. Stern? That's 10 ayes, Chair.
Very well. The bill is out. We'll close the roll. The Committee on Energy, Utilities, and Communications is now adjourned.